it's going to be more touching on really the basics of shadow work for meditators, because every meditator, from my opinion, needs to do a certain amount of shadow work for the meditation to be holistic. And what does that mean? Is that as we get good in meditation, we can learn to transcend. We will learn to transcend. Transcend what? All the kind of the relative things in the world that are the roller coaster of life. Some things are wonderful, some things are neutral, some things are unpleasant. Some relations are wonderful for a while, and then they're neutral for a while, and then they get unpleasant for a while, and then they get neutral again, then they get... So basically, when we have some type of... when we need to do atonement, that means that there's a part of us, atonement at 1 mint. Before that, there's a part of us that's split, that is dissociated from. And it could have been a relationship, it could have been some difficult thing I had in the past, and it's like, okay, we moved on, they're still in my heart, but that thing that came up, and there's a split in us. There's a split in the relationship, but really there's a split in my heart. That where I held that person in my interior became dissociated and split, and for me to become whole, for my own sake, of course for the relationship and for the world, but for my own sake, that part of me that is split needs to be healed. It needs to be atoned for. It needs to come into at 1 mint. And if you're going to do meditation and just working on transcending, but not working on healing, then your practice you can still be very good at meditation and receive the benefits of meditation, but it won't be integrated. It won't be complete. So that's why a certain amount of shadow work for mindfulness meditators is important. And what we're going to look at this month, we've got 4 practice videos. Each of them we're going to go into really simple practices for doing simple self-shadow work for your meditation. Again, it not meant to replace working with a therapist, but this is enough to get started on your own process. It won't be complete because we usually need that external therapist perspective to help us really heal, but this is a great start. And the first practice this week is really kind of finding the dissociative energy. Dissociative means that there's something that happened in us, there was a difficulty, and it split off. And then I'm no longer congruent, that the energy is not congruent, but it's dissociative. It's somewhere in the shadow. How do I know it's dissociative? Because I go through my daily life, and then I meet a person at the store, or have an interaction with at work, or I see something on TV, or I read something in the news, and bzzz, there's an energy that arises. Something that doesn't feel good about that interaction or that experience. And then I leave that experience, but that energy stays with me throughout the day, or throughout the next few days, or throughout the next few weeks, or throughout the next few months, or throughout the next few years of my life. There's just that energy, oh, that person did this, or that person said that, and it's like, oh, why was it like that? And there's that dissociative energy. That is shadow. So noticing, recognizing, and just being with, feeling the dissociative energy is the practice for this week's practice video. So how do you do that? Very simple. Step 1, at the end of the day, review your day. You can do this in the middle of the day, but it's helpful at the end of the day. Review your day. How was my day? Okay. And review the people that you met and the interactions that you had, and maybe even the news or whatever. And notice if there's any residual energy that's left in the mind-body system anywhere. Okay? Review the day. Notice if you have any energy. Now, this could be a negative energy. It's like, oh, that thing. It could also be a positive energy. Oh, I'm very excited about this thing. That type of energy, regardless if it's negative or positive, usually negative is easier to find, but also we need to be mindful of the positive, is a good indicator that there's a dissociative energy, that there's some shadow there. Now, that's all that we're doing in practice video number 1. Just review your day with mindfulness. Notice if there's any dissociative or incongruent energy left in your mind-body system, nervous system, and then take a few deep breaths with that energy and be mindful of it. We're not doing anything with it right now. We're just becoming familiar with the energy that's left in our system, a residual energy that's just somehow kind of there. And we're fine-tuning our mindfulness for that. Practice video number 1, review the day, locate any dissociative residual energy in your mind-body system. And number 2, with mindfulness, be and be with that energy. That's all we're doing this week. Okay? So with that, I want to wish you all a great week of practice. And may your practice of atonement, this certain amount of shadow work that is necessary for all mindfulness meditators, may that lead you towards healing. May that lead you towards wholeness. May that lead you towards not just transcending into oneness, but also becoming integrated into a fully functional and integrated human being. May that lead you forward, forever and always forward, on your path of meditation.